Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
The upcoming episode of SmackDown will air from the beautiful city of Bologna in Italy. And Nick Aldis is leaving no stone unturned to make it a blockbuster show. Several matches and segments have been advertised for tonight, and there is a good possibility that the Aldis could make a huge impromptu handicap match involving Jade Cargill. The Storm made a shocking return at Elimination Chamber earlier this month. However, she is set to face Liv Morgan in a one-on-one match on SmackDown after what happened between the two last week. Her scheduled match against Morgan is set to be her return to action on SmackDown for the first time since November 2024. When Morgan is involved, Raquel Rodriguez is not far behind. There is a high chance that Rodriguez could intervene in Cargill's match, causing it to end in a DQ. Liv and Raquel, the reigning women's tag team champions, could unleash a brutal attack on the Storm after that. Following this, a furious Jade Cargill could storm into Nick Aldis' office, asking the GM to give her a match against both the Judgment Day members. Aldis could eventually make a 2-versus-1 match official on Big Jade's request. Cargill has been on a rampage against Naomi since returning to WWE. Therefore, the 32-year-old would look to make a statement by defeating Big Mommy Cool and the Miracle Kid single-handedly before once again shifting her focus to Naomi. Hence, she could urge Nick Aldis for the handicap match if her scheduled match ends in a disqualification due to interference. However, this is entirely a speculative scenario and only time will tell what WWE has in store for Jade Cargill. Nick Aldis to make Jade Cargill's WrestleMania 41 official this week? Jade Cargill came back to WWE to confront Naomi a few weeks ago. Upon her return, the Storm launched a brutal attack on the Glow during the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Cargill did the same on the following episode of SmackDown by attacking the 37-year-old. Well, it appears that Naomi is lurking for revenge as well and she could make her move on the upcoming episode of the Blue Brand. The former SmackDown Women's Champion could launch a merciless attack on Jade Cargill after the latter's match. As a result, Nick Aldis may have no other choice but to give both superstars what they want. Following an ugly brawl between the two former friends, the SmackDown general manager could make a huge match official between Naomi and Cargill for WrestleMania 41. Nick Aldis' potential announcement has the potential to leave fans more excited for Mania. While this match seems inevitable, it remains to be seen whether Aldis makes it official this week or saves it for next week. The atmosphere inside the WWE SmackDown arena was electric. Fans were still reeling from last week's shocking return, and everyone was eagerly waiting to see how things would unfold tonight. The crowd erupted in anticipation as SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis made his way to the ring, dressed sharply in a navy blue suit, his expression unreadable. "Ladies and gentlemen," Aldis began, his British accent cutting through the noise, "I know you're all wondering what's next for SmackDown. Last week, we witnessed the shocking return of a former champion, someone who left WWE on uncertain terms but is now back, seemingly ready for a fight." The crowd exploded as the Titantron lit up with highlights from last week, showing none other than Braun Strowman storming down the ramp, leveling security guards, and standing toe-to-toe with Solo Sikoa, before being separated by officials. Nick Aldis smirked. "Now, Braun, I understand you want competition. You wanted to make an impact. But this isn't the same SmackDown you left. Things have changed. You don't just walk in and demand opportunities, you earn them." Just then, Strowman's music hit, and the arena shook with excitement. The monster among men marched to the ring, towering over Aldis. The GM didn't flinch. "Let me stop you right there, Nick," Strowman growled. "You think I care about earning my spot? I came back because this roster needs a wake-up call. I see a lot of people walking around here, calling themselves dominant. But they've never faced me." Aldis nodded, unimpressed. "That's all well and good, Braun, but dominance isn't proven with words. It's proven in the ring. And since you wanted to prove yourself so badly, I've got the perfect match for you." The fans leaned in, waiting. "Tonight, you'll be in a handicap match against the current WWE Tag Team Champions, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller." The crowd gasped before a mix of cheers and boos rang out. Braun smirked, unfazed. "You think putting me in a 2-on-1 match is gonna scare me? I love those odds." Backstage reactions and tensions rising. Backstage, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were fuming. "Nick, are you kidding me?" Theory whined as he stormed into Aldis' office. "You're putting us against that psycho?" Waller chimed in. "We're the tag champs, mate. We should be main eventing against worthy challengers, not playing babysitters for a returning meathead." Aldis remained calm. "I don't recall either of you having a problem running your mouths about how you're the future of WWE. Well, tonight, you prove it. You're either great champions, or you're just talk." Neither man had a response. The handicap match begins. When the main event rolled around, the energy in the building was intense. Strowman entered first, cracking his neck and slamming his fists together. The moment Theory and Waller stepped through the ropes, they started strategizing, circling their much larger opponent. The bell rang. Theory darted in, trying to chop Strowman down with quick strikes, but the monster barely flinched. Waller went for a sneak attack from behind. Bad idea. Strowman turned and launched Waller over the ropes like a rag doll. The match was a brutal display of Strowman's dominance. Theory and Waller, despite being champions, were no match for his raw power. At one point, Strowman bulldozed both men at ringside, sending them flying into the barricade. Desperate, the champions used their numbers advantage, double drop kicks, low blows when the ref wasn't looking, even using the steel steps. It worked for a while, but Strowman refused to stay down. The ending came when Strowman planted Waller with a monstrous running power slam, only for Theory to crack him over the head with a championship belt. The referee called for the bell, a disqualification win for Braun Strowman. The crowd booed as Theory and Waller stomped on Strowman post-match, but their dominance didn't last long. Boom. Strowman shot back up, roaring with fury. He clotheslined Waller over the top rope and grabbed Theory by the throat, sending him crashing down with a chokeslam. The final shot of the night was Braun Strowman standing tall over the tag team champions, making a statement that no one, not even Nick Aldis, could ignore. What does this mean for Strowman's future? And will Aldis retaliate? SmackDown just got even more unpredictable. Jade Cargill has spent months proving herself as one of WWE's most dominant rising stars, but this week, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis is set to make her biggest opportunity official, her WrestleMania 41 match. Rumors have been swirling about who she'll face on the grandest stage of them all, and Aldis is expected to make an announcement that will send shockwaves through the WWE universe. With weeks of speculation, rivalries brewing, and the SmackDown Women's Championship picture still evolving, all eyes are on Aldis to reveal Cargill's fate. Will she challenge for a championship? Will she face a legendary opponent? Or will a shocking twist change her WrestleMania trajectory? SmackDown's opening segment, Nick Aldis drops a tease. As SmackDown kicks off in front of a sold-out crowd in Miami, Florida, Nick Aldis walks down the ramp with purpose. The WWE Universe buzzes with anticipation, knowing that the SmackDown GM has a massive announcement coming. Aldis enters the ring, microphone in hand, and takes a moment to soak in the crowd's energy before speaking. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road to WrestleMania 41, and I know everyone wants to know one thing: who will Jade Cargill face on the biggest night of her WWE career?" The mention of Cargill's name gets a loud reaction, with fans chanting her name. "Well, I can confirm that this week, I will make her WrestleMania match official. But before I do, I've invited Jade Cargill to the ring right now to discuss her road to WrestleMania." Jade Cargill steps up. Cargill's music hits, and the powerhouse storms to the ring, radiating confidence. Dressed in a sleek designer outfit, she grabs a mic and smirks as she eyes Aldis. "Nick, let's cut to the chase. Everyone here knows that I am the future of WWE. The fastest rising star in this company. So the real question is, who's going to be the unlucky soul standing across from me at WrestleMania?" The crowd roars in approval, but before Aldis can answer, the music of Bayley, the reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, interrupts. Bayley walks down the ramp with the title over her shoulder, looking amused. Hold on, Nick. I think I know where this is going. And let me just stop you before you make a mistake. Jade, I get it, you're the shiny new toy in WWE. But this isn't a... You don't just walk in and take a WrestleMania match with me." Cargill smirks at the dig, stepping forward until she's face to face with Bayley. "You're right, Bayley. This isn't a... And that means I'm not here to play games. If you think you're better than me, prove it. Put that title on the line at WrestleMania." Bayley chuckles, adjusting the belt on her shoulder. "Cute. But no. You haven't done enough to earn a shot at this." Nick Aldis, seeing tensions rise, steps between them. All right, let's get one thing straight. Bayley, you may be the champion, but you don't get to decide who's earned what. That's my job." The crowd erupts as Aldis leans in closer. So here's what's going to happen. Next week on SmackDown, Jade Cargill will compete in a number 1 contenders match. If she wins, she will face Bayley at WrestleMania 41 for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The fans explode in cheers, while Bayley's confident smirk turns into a look of disbelief. A surprise challenger emerges. Before Cargill can celebrate, another theme music hits, Bianca Belair. The EST of WWE struts onto the stage with a mic in hand, staring down both Bayley and Cargill. "Hold up, hold up, hold up. Y'all really thought Jade was just gonna waltz into a title match at WrestleMania without earning it? Nah, that don't sit right with me. If Jade wants a number 1 contenders match, then she's gonna have to go through me first." The crowd erupts as Aldis nods, seemingly intrigued. "That's a fair point, Bianca. So here's what we'll do. Next week, it will be Jade Cargill vs Bianca Belair, 1-on-1. The winner faces Bayley at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship." Jade smirks at Bianca, while Bayley watches on nervously. The high-stakes match, Jade Cargill vs Bianca Belair. Fast forward to the following SmackDown, and the main event is set, Jade Cargill vs Bianca Belair, with the winner heading to WrestleMania. The match is a clash of titans, with both women showcasing their strength, athleticism, and resilience. Bianca hits a KOD, but Cargill shockingly kicks out at 2, stunning the crowd. Moments later, Jade counters with a devastating Jaded Slam, pinning Belair clean in the middle of the ring. As Cargill stands tall, the realization sets in, her WrestleMania 41 match is now official. Aldis walks onto the stage, microphone in hand. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. At WrestleMania 41, it will be Jade Cargill vs Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship." The crowd erupts as Cargill and Bayley engage in an intense stare-down, knowing that their paths will collide on the biggest stage of them all. What this means for WrestleMania 41. With this announcement, WWE has officially solidified Jade Cargill's place as a top-tier star. Facing Bayley at WrestleMania gives her the chance to capture her first WWE Championship in one of the biggest matches of the night. For Bayley, this is another test in her reign. She's faced tough competition before, but Cargill represents a different kind of challenge. Power, dominance, and a hunger to make history. As the road to WrestleMania continues, one thing is clear, Jade Cargill's moment has arrived, and under Aldis' leadership, WWE is making sure the world is watching. Will Jade Cargill capture championship gold at WrestleMania 41? Or will Bayley find a way to retain? The answer will unfold in front of millions of fans when history is made in Philadelphia.